Welcome to the Silverthorne Pulse. I'm Kim Jardam with the town of Silverthorne. I'm here today with Town Manager Ryan Highland, and we're here to recap the work session for August 14th, as well as the Town Council meeting for August 14th, 2024. So let's jump in and start with work session first. We had representatives from Excel in to speak with the group and give an update about the recent power outages in Silverthorne.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago we had a bunch of outages, and so we have been working with Excel to try and get an understanding of what exactly was going on. And then, like you said, we had representatives in the work session so that council could have a discussion about Excel's power in Silverthorne. Just briefly, what has been happening is it's called EPSS, which is Enhanced Powerline Safety Settings. And so it's kind of a new setting that Excel turns on or off depending on weather conditions and fire danger. And when they turn that on, kind of in the prior world, if a branch or something hit a line and there was a temporary, just kind of quick outage, it would reset itself. Under this new setting, when something trips it, it keeps the power off until they can actually go and physically inspect it. So a lot of conversation last night about really a lack of communication from Excel on the front end about what we were kind of heading into in these settings, and also some conversation about our community's need to know when we're in or out of those settings, when we might be expecting the power to be going out. So more to come there. I think Excel is working over the next 4 to 8 weeks to get better equipment installed on some of those feeder lines that's maybe not as sensitive to kind of tripping the fuse, if you will. So we'll keep working with Excel, but certainly some frustration expressed in the work session about, like I said, that failure to communicate what might be coming and how frequently we might lose power, and just what the system was. So that's what was going on. As we're taping this, it was yesterday that there was an outage in Frisco, which I think was the same type of EPSS related outage, which was interesting. We did have some conversation because we're not in high fire danger, and so why are we in that EPSS setting yesterday, and just not getting great answers yet from Excel. So a lot more. I think the council's main point to Excel was you have to communicate better than you're doing right now, and then hopefully better communication and some better tech on those feeder lines, and maybe we won't see outages like we did 5 days in a row. So yeah, that's the latest with Excel.
Okay, moving on to sustainability, the strategic plan was adopted last night, the final draft.
Yeah.
I believe during work session, Christy Diagati gave council the opportunity to ask any questions, any final
Yeah, she just gave a final
review.
update on some of the changes that had been made from previous drafts, and council was happy to see those. And like you said, in the meeting in the room next door, in the regular meeting at 6 o'clock, the plan was approved. So Silverthorne's got its first sustainability strategic plan adopted. Excellent.
Also, you gave some updates from the town manager. Sorry, I know that's obvious, but
sure.
There was Natural Medicine Health Act of 2022, as well as an update regarding the Blue River Watershed Group.
Yeah, we are, with respect to the Natural Medicine Health Act, it's basically mushrooms is what we're talking about, and we're kind of into kind of the area that we were many years ago when medical marijuana was first introduced, and so the state is working on licensing and regulations for mushrooms, and within the state statute there's an opportunity for municipalities, should they so choose, to regulate what's called time, place, and manner. So similar to when we looked at medical marijuana years ago, you can look at what zoning might be appropriate for those locations, what time might be appropriate. We still have those regulations in place for retail marijuana, where not after 10 o'clock. So just kind of introducing that topic to council, and we'll come back at future meetings, kind of keeping an eye on what other municipalities are looking at and get a little more understanding when the state comes out with their licensing next month about what might be an appropriate way for the municipality of Silverthorne to have some regulations. So that's a stay tuned, but mushrooms.
Great. And then Tom Doherty, our Public Works Director, gave an update regarding the Blue River Watershed Group.
Yeah, we have been working with Blue River Watershed Group for a while. They have been an advocate for the health of the Blue River, and we have committed some funds to assist them in those efforts. They got a huge grant, close to $2 million, I think. And so we're just continuing to work with them as they start to implement plans that are based on getting that funding. So we will have the Blue River Watershed Group in to a future work session to meet with council, but that was just a quick update from our Public Works Director.
Great. In moving into the regular council meeting that evening, we started off with some swearings in,
Yeah.
if that's the proper way to say
I
that.
think so.
And we have several new officers that just came out of the academy, and we have one veteran individual that came back to the Silverthorne PD who was also sworn in.
Yeah, kind of, I think we're calling it the class of 2024 Police Academy. And so Braden Cross, Dylan Johnson, Richard McCudis, and Everardo Rodriguez were all at the council, along with family members, friends, and it's always fun to swear in new officers. And then you mentioned Sergeant Matt Tarnoff. That was a promotion for him, and so he's been with the organization for a long time, but swearing him into that new sergeant role. So credit to Chief Alice Carey, our new police chief of about, it's almost been a year now. She has done a great job in getting us back to, we're one officer off of full staffing because we have a vacancy created by that sergeant promotion, but it's been a long time since we've been that close to full staffing, and so welcome to our 4 new officers, and good job to the chief.
Excellent. On the consent calendar, there were a few resolutions. The first one being that the Blue River wastewater treatment plant is getting a new roof.
Yeah, we're doing that in 2 phases. So first phase of that is this year. For people that aren't familiar with where that is, if you know where Silverthorne Elementary is, and then our Public Works facility is to the north of that, and just to the north of that is the wastewater treatment plant. Mm-hmm. We don't talk about it much, but it is one of the most important things that we do when we're talking about the health and welfare of our community is taking care of our wastewater. So putting a new roof on that facility. I think some folks may not know that is not just Silverthorne's treatment plant. It is a joint sewer authority. Silverthorne manages that, but we also treat water from Mesa Cortina, Wilderness, Dillon Valley, Dillon, and Silverthorne.
Right. Yes, for sure. The next resolution was approving a townhome plat for buildings 1 through 7, the Arrowleaf townhomes, which are located not too far from Smith Ranch.
Yeah, routine plat, just like you said, to the south of Smith Ranch and to the west of what was formerly Come and Go and is now Mavericks. That's the where those townhomes are located.
And another resolution adopting the Town of Silverthorne Arts and Culture strategic plan. So we've got 2 plans that were adopted that evening.
Yeah.
This one was a long time coming, an update since, what, 2016 maybe, or 2015?
Yeah, this is our second version of the strategic plan for arts and culture, and I think we talked at the last meeting, council had a good meeting, work session with the art board to really go over the whole plan, and great conversation, and it's a great plan, and encourage folks to take a look at it.
Excellent. Under public hearings, there's a resolution approving a conditional use permit, otherwise known as a CUP, for about plumbing and heating. So there's a new owner for that business.
Yeah, new owner,
same location.
Same location, kind of over by on Adams Avenue across from the parking garage at 4th Street Crossing. And so new owner needed to get a conditional use permit, and so that was approved by Planning Commission last week and Council this week.
Great. And under action items was the adoption of the Sustainability Strategic Plan, which we already spoke about. Also as well, under action items, a few ordinances. One, approving the conveyance of a utility easement to the Quest Corporation on Blue River Parkway, first reading.
Yeah, we, at a prior meeting, had approved easements for Excel. This is right where the art spot is, and just some utility work that needs to feed that new development there. So we did Excel, we've got Quest, and then after Quest last night, they also did an easement for Comcast.
Great.
So just utilities that need to be routed through that area, and they need an easement to come through the property to do.
Got it. And then also an ordinance amending the 2024 budget, first reading.
Yeah, we're headed into our budget preparation, or we're in the midst of our preparations for the 2025-26 budget. But a couple of times a year, we do go back and adjust the current year budget for things that have changed, things that weren't anticipated, or projects that didn't happen or got pushed, or things like that. So just a number of adjustments that we made, and thanks to our finance director for always doing a great job with our appropriations ordinances.
Excellent. And there was also an executive session related to a potential open space partnership with Summit County.
Yeah, we're continuing to talk to Summit County about potential partnership for an open space acquisition. We're talking about the Low Ranch, which is up at the kind of top of Willowbrook adjacent to Ruby Ranch. And so conversations continuing there, and that's what the exec session was about.
Great. And I think that was it for the evening.
That was it.
Excellent. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.